So there we are, a thick chicken noodle soup, worthy of anything, whether you're poorly or not. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today, chicken noodle soup. Not just for when you're poorly. Chicken noodle soup is filling, it's delicious, it's easy to come together. But you know, if you only have it when you're poorly, just pretend you're poorly and make it. So easy to do. I've got a couple of chicken breasts here, look, and I've just pulled it all apart with a couple of forks. So we've got some shredded chicken. Just use any shredded chicken, leftovers, rotisserie, anything. Come on, let's get on. Pan on. In there, oil. Olive oil or any oil. And some butter. A little bit of butter in there. I've already prepped my veggies to make it a bit quicker. I've got some minced garlic, chopped up carrots, chopped up onions. I've got chopped up celery. And we're going to throw in some thyme, some parsley, some salt and pepper, chicken stock, the usual carry on. In there with your onions. Now a little bit of salt and pepper in here is not going to hurt anything at all. Just watch the levels of salt though if you're using chicken stock cubes, or if you're using low sodium chicken broth, you can chuck in some more. So we're going to start that off, put a little bit of flavour in there, cook out the rawness of that onion, soften it a little bit. In there, celery. In there with some dried thyme. Dried parsley. Now you can use fresh herbs, not a worry. You all know I put my herbs in early. I like to bloom them out in the oil and the butter with the juices of the vegetables. I don't like to boil them all, just in fluid. Let's have that open. Put some garlic in there. Cook out the rawness of the garlic. When you get a little bit of tinge on there, you stir it in. Stir through, add your carrots. Now I've sliced these carrots. That's why I didn't put them in at first. They're not thick, they're not cubed up, they're not going to take as long to cook. Now this soup is open to put potatoes in as well if you want. Change it up to how you want. Enjoy. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more butter because we're going to make a roux. We're going to put flour in here and cook in with this vegetables before we add the stock. Nice little stir through. Smells wonderful already. Okay, in there with some flour. If you want a thick soup, you put up to 4 tablespoons in here. If you want it just a soupy, just put 3 in. Right, just cook out the rawness of that flour about a minute or so. Okay, when you've got that going on in there with your chicken stock. So you've got a nice little simmer going on here, and what we're going to do is cook it for about 10 minutes or so. Put a little bit of softening on that veg, and then we're going to put our noodles in here. Stir through a little bit of cream. Now you can use evaporated milk out of a can, not the sweetened condensed, evaporated milk. If you can't get hold of cream, makes a lovely chicken noodle soup. Want to be going in there with our chicken. If not, it'll be a noodle and veg soup. Let's have that stirred in. Oh, now we're talking. Now I'm aiming for a thick soup today, but this is too thick. In there, a little bit of water. Boiling water will do. Loosen it all back up again. It's going to thicken again with the flour that's in there. So just keep an eye out. We've got to cook the noodles in here yet, which is going to thicken up again. Okay, I've got some Japanese style noodles and we're just going to put those in there. As soon as they start to soften, we'll just stir them in. They only take about 8 minutes to cook. Just pull your noodles apart and let them cook in there. That's getting there, look. Got some nice noodles going on there. Let's just have a see what they're like. Little bit of chew left in there. It depends how you like them. If you want them to go completely soft, keep going. Okay, we want to make it creamy. We're going in there with some cream. Nice little stir through. And now we've got this lovely thick creaminess going on. Okay, here comes the secret ingredient that most people don't put in a chicken noodle soup. A little bit of Parmesan. A couple of tablespoons. It's not going to taste the Parmesan, but it's going to have a nice underlying flavour in there. There you go. How easy is that? Turn off the flame and we want a little bit of lemon. Squeeze in a little drizzle of lemon juice and that freshens this whole soup up. Nice little stir through and let's get serving. And a little bit of fresh parsley. So there we are, a thick chicken noodle soup, worthy of anything, whether you're poorly or not. Okay, thick chicken soup, look at that. That is proper chicken noodle soup. None of that watery stuff, you know. We want something that's going to stick to our ribs. That is perfect. Absolutely delicious. That is sensational. Perfect any time of year, but obviously when it gets to winter, oh come on. You can't beat something that's thick and stodgy like that. Oh. Crunch left in those vegetables, delicious. Obviously you can add whatever veg you want. You know, to change the colour, handful of peas, handful of sweet corn, anything like that. Change it up. You can even put chili flakes in. Anything you like. You know, how many times have you had chicken noodle soup and it's all water? Absolutely horrendous. This is quality. It makes you want to be ill just to eat it. No, I'm kidding, don't be ill. That is delicious. Absolutely delicious. And you know, you can't taste the Parmesan in there, but it gives it an underlying richness. You can't taste the lemon in there, but it freshens it. There you go. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make chicken noodle soup or a creamy chicken noodle soup. And if you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video. And I know I've got it all over my mush.